We then proceeded at that point into our simulated countdown.
Lunchtime, kids! All right! Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
All right, so, to be fair, we weren't late. We were all here, on time, 12 o'clock. And I don't want to blame any social media applications.
No.
But Facebook tended to not want to go live today. So we're live on Twitter. We're live on YouTube. You can watch us live on both of those. It's RNCN on Twitter and on YouTube. We've shared a link to the Facebook page so you can watch it there. Hopefully it's live. If it's not, you're going to have to click on that to watch this live. But everything should be the way it needs to be.
We're definitely live on Twitch as well, which is interesting. I was doing a little snooping around over there because we haven't touched that in a little while. We stream to it, but we don't like mess with the account or anything. Definitely got a couple followers on Twitch, so got some folks over that way. So howdy, y'all.
Twitch is one of those demographics that you wouldn't think would like us because they typically only do like video gaming.
Typically, but they do have an IRL section, which is actually quite popular to people doing things in real life, like working out in front of a camera for a chat room, or eating, or shows. Like they actually do podcasts over there. So yeah, we got some traction on the Twitch, which is crazy.
I'm doing some live updating here.
Live updating on Facebook. Stay tuned, folks. Quality content.
Yeah.
But we do have a click link to watch live. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not great with the spelling, so I have to make sure I double check all this stuff. One of the first things I want to talk about being not great, and that's with my personal AC repair service.
Okay.
Milestone.
Your personal is not working that well.
No. My AC works great. I love Milestone Electric.
Okay.
They'll fix it in a flash. However,
I've heard that.
I have all my services done through Milestone. They handle almost everything that could possibly go wrong in your house. They're great. They're reliable.
So it's like a handyman kind of.
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm a part of I think it's called the MAM plan, which is like the
MAM plan.
Yeah.
The MAM plan.
Yeah. So you get like preferred help.
Huh.
They really look after you. Great services. However, I'm about to throw some shade a little bit. Saw on Facebook they did a post. This is the first rule of crisis management is not to create a crisis. If you're a company,
One would think.
yeah. So they wrote an article, and I'll paraphrase. I'm sure it's up on the stream now.
It is.
Where it basically says, hey, we here at Milestone, we vet all of our employees, so you're not going to get anyone who would come into your house and do you harm. They linked that to a story that says, AC repair guy called to fix AP, murders homeowners instead, according to police.
He didn't even fix the AC.
Yeah.
How dare he?
It was hilarious because my wife goes, that's the opposite of fixing your AC. And I was like, well, to be fair, it's not the opposite. Blowing up your AC would be the opposite of fixing it.
Right.
But it is a negative reaction to AC. I just don't think if you're a company, you should be branding yourself with a story like that, because now I think of, hey, they could murder me. I never thought my AC guy would ever murder me.
Right.
And now there's a chance that he could.
And the reason you think that is because your AC company posted something on the internet.
Yeah.
It's counterintuitive, but it's there.
It's like, I was in a meeting one time over at iHeart, and we had just hired this employee. Mm-hmm. his very first day to come in and do an on-air shift, and we have a all hands, all staff meetings. We can meet everyone. He gets to like get up and like say a little bit about who he is and what he's about, and all this kind of stuff.
Meetings.
Well, and so this guy goes, and the first thing out of the gate, the first words he says, "I want to let you guys know I'm not a D-bag." Like, well, all right. We all assume now, until proven otherwise, that you are.
Right.
So you've set the narrative for us of who you are.
Right.
By saying you're not that guy.
Why do you start on that foot? Right.
Yeah, because you don't have to say you're not if you're not.
Yeah.
Was he in fact?
Usually you don't.
In fact, he was, yes. There was a reason why he was saying that. It was a precursor to being like, hey, I want to let you guys know I'm not. I get told I am all the time. Right. And now we understand what that means.
Sure.
So as by Milestone saying, we won't do you bodily harm. One, they can't promise that. They can't control people. The guy can come in, have a bad day, and just snap. All they do is a background check.
Right, they said in there, they're like, we do background checks, we do drug testing, all our people are A-okay. It's like, yeah, according to your 2 brief checks and an interview you had with them, like, you don't know. I mean,
the most our guys will do is assault you.
Yeah.
Right.
2-3 face punches, that's it.
Right.
Guaranteed. Yeah. Just one of those deals. Just as a company, reevaluate your post. Maybe not brand yourself with homicide.
To be fair, you've never been murdered by Milestone.
I have not. They've always treated me with the utmost respect. And I have the reason why I went with Milestone is in the past I had gone with other companies.
Who do murder?
Maybe not murder, but the person that came in could have murdered me.
Okay.
So the guy that comes out, this is one of those little like I call it bait and switch. They bring a guy out with a nice like polo on and the branded, random AC repair company.
Ooh.
And this is a big chain prior to Milestone.
I might think of a new name for that AC repair company. Random AC repair company.
They come in and this is the problem, sir, and they have a little like handy belt and flashlight and clipboard. And then they go, yeah, we'll have a guy out here, one of our professionally trained staff come out here within a couple days and replace this and fix this. The guy that comes out, he is contracted. No button-down shirt, just like literally came in with cut-off jean shorts and a tank top.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the band was, but it was a band from the 70s.
Nice.
Tank top. Because I'm here with had to look at his clipboard. Random AC repair company.
Yeah.
I'm going to fix your services.
That reminds me a lot of the cable industry. I went through this when I was getting fiber internet installed at my home, and the sales guy or whatever is going to tell you, here's exactly how it's going to work. They'll do whatever you want, and then they send the 2 biggest yokels that they can find out to do the work, and it's not done right. And eventually, after you call enough of them out, I figured this out, you call enough of them out there, and they eventually do send the guy out there that you expected to have come in the first place, who actually knows what he's talking about. And, of course, they all run down the people who were out there before them. But, they do eventually get the job done when they send an actual employee out, rather than just some random person who's. I mean, God bless him. I mean, if you're getting contract work, I don't hate you, but I wish the company that hired you would do a little bit more
letting me know.
Yeah.
So that's one of those deals that now everything's set up to where with Milestone, the Milestone truck, they all have their Milestone button downs. Every person is a Milestone employee. I like that. I like having one place to call and go, well, that's another contractor. So either way, just a little helpful reminder if you're out there as a company, don't brand yourself with murder.
Something
it's a good idea moving
strictly
forward.
Speculative. I'm just curious. When you see something like this, do you assume this is like a coordinated effort by the company, that they ran this up to the top and they said, this is what we're going to do. This is the best decision to make with this link to this story of this horrible thing that happened with this AC guy? Or do you think this is like one social media person that just saw it and thought, I'm going for it? Like, we're making a statement, and right now they're sitting in a meeting getting a stern talking to.
Maybe. Having seen the way some of these decisions get made, I could imagine it might have been one person that just had a good idea one day.
That's right. Yeah.
So, speaking of another good idea, we're going to come back with someone that tried to think outside the box when it comes to ways to make dog walking and what is the term I'm looking for? Dog cleanup a little bit easier, and I think maybe just missed the mark, or hit an absolute home run. That and more when we come back on the Lunch Break Show.
Burden, but it's also the physical burden. The physical burden of actually having to take care of.
There we go. My face.
What was that?
I have no idea what that is.
I love today.
Love today. There
Today
we go. Now
is
we're ready.
wonderful.
Here we go.
Yeah, there
Yes.
we go. Taking a quick break.
Come knocking on my door at midnight, night before last, asked me if I made anybody mad recently, and I said, well, I'm in the used car business. I can make a lot of people mad recently. And then the FBI person said, well, what about in the past? And as soon as they said the past, I said, ex-wife. And they go, you got it right, you got it right. It was your ex-wife. And then they told me that my ex-wife was in custody for a murder for hire plot to get me whacked.
When they told you all the details of this plot, I mean, tell me what's going through your head.
The part that insulted me the most is the fact she was going to pay the hitman so little money, and she wouldn't outsource it. She did work with somebody here in Kansas City. Evidently, they liked me more than they did her, so they flipped on her. And she should have took somebody from out of town, Chicago or New York, and she should have paid them at least 10 grand. 2 grand is not enough to get that kind of work done right. So in a sense, you get what you pay for.
I love two things about this video. One, what was he doing prior to the interview to require such the neck sweat that he had? Yeah. Like, was he? Did they find him in his garage just bulking up weight?
Yeah.
That's right. Sucking down.
Well, now
protein
that
shakes.
he knows someone is after him, he needs to work out. You know, be
Man,
ready
true.
to escape.
I think this is the first time this has happened. I cut that exact same break, like with a different thing. I cut that just
really?
yesterday. Yeah, the same video.
see it.
Yeah, you definitely have that sitting in there, a 60-second version of it. So well done, sir.
Yeah.
Tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat. So we're
Guys,
going,
cool under pressure.
Yeah, we're going to a service that we've all kind of witnessed and seen that could be helpful, could be useful. I have 2 big dogs, and they love to go on walks. And I hate being the guy when your dog does number 2 in someone else's yard, and you're like, ugh, and you forgot your bags. You forgot the bags.
Yeah, that's bad.
And you have to look around, did anyone see? Or you do the mock pickup, and you don't really pick it up. You do a lot of things.
So
to try and
before we go anywhere, I have a funny story about that. My neighbor, they went out walking with their dog. They have a German Shepherd. And they had done that same thing where they went out walking. It was my neighbor and his wife, and I guess they're both my neighbor. So they had gone out walking with their dog, and they had forgotten the bags. So he made about half the block. They got over to a school near us, and the dog went to the bathroom on the kind of the median, I guess you would say.
Sure.
And you do the thing where you look around to see if anybody's coming, and sure enough, somebody's walking up the sidewalk with their dog.
Yeah.
So you got to do something. So he gets the bright idea they're far enough away where you can't tell. So he's like, I'm going to bend down. I'm going to pretend to grab it.
With your hands, your
Right.
bare hands.
Right. Well, yeah, they can't tell from that far away that your hands are bare. So you're making the motion like, I'm picking this up. I'm going to act like I have a bag in my hand and then go on about my way and get out of here before they see me. So he goes to do that. She, not being privy to this plan, starts freaking out and saying, what are you doing? like just starts screaming at him. What are you doing? Why are you picking up the poop with your hand? Like, what's wrong? We don't have bags. She's just diming him out in the middle of the street, and he's going, Shh, "Be cool, be cool, be cool." Like, I'm not.
That's great.
She's just flipping out, like, "What are you doing?" And so I think eventually he had to run back to the house and get bags.
Yeah.
and
Part of me was really hoping you'd be like, she pushed him into it.
No, she was totally not chill with him trying to get away with something.
You gotta love the unplanned freak out from your significant other in public when you're trying to do something sly without like conveying that information.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I've been that person.
Have you ever dimed Christine out?
No, I don't think so. She's not particularly. I don't know. Either she's too sly and she gets away with it without me knowing, or she plays it close to the chest and I don't have to. She doesn't, try to pull any tricks. But I don't know. Have you? You ever?
No, I've never done that to my wife. I don't think. I mean, I think she has to me inadvertently.
Right.
Of course.
It depends on how often you're playing that card. How often you're trying to get away with something.
No, there was once. I actually have video of it. We were in Shed Aquarium in Chicago.
Okay.
And you can like touch starfish. But there's like a giant sign that says "must wash hands before you touch the starfish."
Oh no!
And so my wife wanted to do it, and so she put her hand in there to do it. And I went, "She didn't wash her hands. She didn't wash her hands, everyone. She didn't wash her hands."
Oh my God!
Oh yeah. And my wife is a obsessive hand washer to begin with.
Right.
So of course she was upset. One, that I busted her and made everyone think that they were gross, and that I was just being an obnoxious jerk.
Right.
All those things were in place.
You got to make your own fun at the aquarium sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this service is a service that has to do with help relieving that problem.
Right.
No longer will you need the poop bags.
Yeah.
Done. The thing of the past. They have now, and I don't know what this is called. It's like just called the poop cup.
I think it's called the peekapoo. That's 'cause I had to look this up.
That's somehow worse than poop cup.
Yeah,
Right?
it's PIQA. Poo.
I guess because
is what this is.
actually PEEK was probably trademarked by somebody a long time ago. Somebody.
Well, there's also a dog
Somebody
breed
came
named
up
a
with that.
peekapoo. So
Peekapoo.
We did just
I
get a
love that.
notification that they can't hear us on YouTube. Is that a
grief.
is that
I don't know
for
why
real?
that would be the case because
Falling apart.
Everything is working properly.
I heard that they
They're-
could
yeah,
hear us
yeah,
on
the-
YouTube.
Yeah, they're back. They were apparently we were like on the air when we thought we were off the air, and so they're like, "Hey, you didn't say anything you shouldn't have, but just be careful. You're still on the air on YouTube."
Right. I heard the
on
same
old
thing.
one,
That somebody thought we were unexpectedly like we didn't know we were on or something.
Hey,
and it's like
we here are always on.
yeah. One,
Yeah.
we're always playing it straight, and two, unfortunately, we're not always sitting in these chairs talking to each other. Like sometimes, like if we're not, we're usually on if we're in here,
Yeah.
so it works out. But thanks for letting us know.
Yeah,
It's
thank
cool
you.
that they think we're like so candid. They're like, oh yeah, they're not
Yeah.
actually doing a show; they're just being themselves. Yeah.
So the
Thanks.
the peekapoo
Yeah.
is a canister that
Is it a can-
attaches
Okay.
that attaches to your dog's tail. That as the dog walks, has to relieve himself. He gets into his squat position, and it goes right into the canister.
Right. Like
No,
this.
yeah, easy peasy.
Right.
Easy
Lemon
peasy.
squeezy.
Yeah.
Look how simple that is.
The
Then
dog's face
at the end
is
of
definitely
the
like,
walk-
I don't know what's going on
Just
here.
that 1,000-yard stare. Look at
Yeah.
him.
at the end of that walk,
Shame.
you just remove the can and dispose, and then all is well.
Yeah. I see no problem with this.
This is. Go ahead.
There's no way this works
No.
the way it works.
There's no way it works as advertised. I don't believe it.
I can't get my dog to wear a hat for a picture. I'm not going to get my dog to walk around with a bag clipped to his tail.
Yeah.
And it's choked up on the tail. It's right next
Well,
to
it
some
has to be.
sensitive things.
I mean, you
yeah,
gotta
like
be,
that's-
right? You can't catch it unless you're
don't
right
see
at
that
the
happening.
business end, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't your dog just mess with it the whole time?
Yeah,
Like-
my dog would chase it, first off, would
Yep.
do the circles.
Totally.
And then would do the hip shake, and there's no way that bag stays there. What would happen is the bag would become full. And then it'd go, nope, tired of it. And they would hip shake, and then it would just go flying across.
Right.
Oh my
At
gosh.
whoever happens to be around.
And like if it's trying to catch it while it's empty, it's an open bag. It's gonna be like a sail. Like that thing's gonna catch the wind. They're gonna snap it in 2 seconds. Like that is not gonna be a problem for a dog. I don't.
Yeah, I feel like it only works would only work with a large breed because my dog would just be dragging the ground.
On the floor, yeah.
Right.
Right.
He's just and when he goes to the bathroom, he gets about I don't know, an inch above the ground.
Really?
That's his play, I guess. I don't know. So it would not. This would not work at all.
Yeah.
For his now, if there was something I could attach to him for him to carry his own poop bags, because I'm sick of having to do it, and he made the mess, so he ought to carry it around on his walk. Then that's fair enough. But it's not going to work by clipping it to his tail.
I love when I go to my vet and they for the the yearly checkup. Mm-hmm. And they have our dog, and hey, your dog didn't give us a urine sample, and so they give me a syringe and a little vial thing that they want me to follow my dog around with a little ladle, and catch it in the ladle. Which, by the way, so now I have no more ladle. I'm not ever using that ladle again for anything else.
What, you have to provide the ladle?
No. Well, yeah, they use my ladle to go around. He goes, or you could use a spoon. That's way too close for us, a spoon. To be
a big soup spoon.
Yeah. So imagine the task of chasing a Pomeranian around your backyard with a ladle, going and trying to get to a point where you could swoop it. Just in time to get the it never happens.
No.
I lucked out one time. It was fall, and she went on a dried leaf. It was perfect. Done.
It's time to make that happen.
Yeah. Outside of that, the ladle thing is utterly ridiculous.
I'm one of those people that is incredibly childish about scooping up a dog's remains after they've done their business. And whenever I have to watch my sister's dog, which happens every once in a while, or Christine's mom's dog, or a relative's, anything at all, it's really a sticking point for me. It's something I consider before I agree to watch them, and I always do because they're relatives, and of course I'll do you a solid. I'll watch anybody's dog, even if I'm not that good at it. I'm happy to do it. But anytime I'm walking the dog and my sister's dog is great at this. It diverts off the path, off the grass, and goes and hangs out in the monkey grass or something, tall grass, or over by the bushes somewhere that's completely out of the way of walking. And it's disguised when it drops it. You just can't it's overgrown by other ground. Perfect.
Yeah,
that's how we should be training dogs. That's how we should be doing it.
Going the tall grass.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I had when we first got our Pomeranian, we lived in a condo, and they had ivy.
Yeah.
They didn't have grass. They just had ivy. But ivy, you can't see where it goes.
No.
So that's to me that's a no man's land.
That's great.
that was not a forcible pickup. If it was in the grass or on a sidewalk, I'd obviously grab that.
Of course.
But if it goes into the ivory.
Right. Nobody's walking over there. That's a no man's land.
Zone.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Oh, man. Take a quick break right here on the Lunch Break Show. We come back.
Okay.
I can't read my handwriting, but we have a phenomenal break coming back. I don't know what that means.
Weird.
Pod something? We'll get back to it here.
Sure. The pod is coming up
on the Lunch Break Show. Deciphered out my handwriting. It was Costco fight. I tried to write food. I don't know where that came from.
Is that what that is? Food?
It was a food. Anyway, don't try to get the code there.
Fine.
A fight in Costco. Now, normally when you hear about a fight in Costco, you assume it's some young bucks.
Yeah.
Carts bumping into each other.
Black Friday.
Yeah. You know, they're giving TVs away for 13 cents or whatever it is.
A setting where it's acceptable to fight in a grocery store.
I will say this though, I am an avid Costco shopper.
Good for you.
And their sample game is legit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can go and get a good appetizer for lunch. You polish off by getting one of those large hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P. But you get the Snapple game. Yeah, get the sample game going on, and that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Except for, I will say this: there are some people who take their samples very seriously.
Do you ever try to like sneak back in line and get a second?
What I
do you make a lap?
Try.
I don't make a lap. Here's what I do, and I have the added benefit that none of you guys have of having a vegetarian for a wife.
Okay.
And so I go, oh, a sausage plate? That sounds amazing. Rachel, would you want to try one as well? I'll get 2. 2 sausage plates, please. Thank you very much. Here you go, Rachel. Here's your sausage plate. I'm about to devour right here.
Right.
As I turn, I do
And
turn
she
the
knows.
corner.
She knows this is the game.
She knows the game.
All right.
This
Yeah.
is the,
Yeah.
Because she hates meat, so she'll get like a meatball and be like, yay, like walk off and hand me as fast as possible.
I like to assume the folks working samples just know. Like,
Yeah.
just give them to anybody.
Right.
Who cares? Like, just let it happen, right?
It was
But
a
I don't
really
know.
good BuzzFeed video regarding that, actually, like things couples do. And
Yeah.
it's when you're in the supermarket, you'll be like, oh, for me and my wife. And then the wife goes, after a while, for me and my husband. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
it's like
You
the
both
double
sneak
shift.
around.
Oh.
Yeah, the double
Not
shift. I
Not
like
bad.
that.
I had to work on that.
It's a good bit.
I don't remember if it was Costco or Sam's Club, but one of them went to a vending machine kind of thing where you would have to, I think, scan your card and it would dispense, like say it was a new type of cookie or something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you'd scan your card and it would dispense, but I don't think it worked twice. Like you couldn't just stand there and keep scanning your card.
What a
Wow.
scam.
It was like, no,
That's
you're
gotta
only
be
you're only
Sam's
getting
Club.
one. I think
Yeah,
it might have been
it's
Sam's
because
Club.
Costco has not. That would be a deal breaker for me.
Right.
I would reevaluate that yearly cost of $55, whatever it is for
Yeah.
60?
Costco. 60? Yeah, I don't know.
Sneaking in the line twice is part of the whole experience. All right, that's
Yeah.
part of the reason I pay a membership.
Gotta
There,
do
to get
what
away
you
with
do.
things like
You
that.
gotta talk up. You gotta talk up the nice old lady that's running the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, these are so good. Can I? It's best when they have different varieties, and then you can be
Yes.
like, oh, I know, I want to try this other one. Yeah,
I haven't
come on,
had the
quit your-
jalapeno cheddar yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Well, apparently, I said people get very serious. It is a serious situation. It's not for amateurs. This is a legit thing to do.
Sure.
You can't walk up there with any sort of hesitation.
And 2 70-year-old men had it out. Had it out in Costco.
2 old guys.
Yeah.
All right.
How much would you have paid to be able to watch that? For me, I don't know if you could put a price tag to it.
Well, what did hit me with had it out. Was this verbal? Did it get
No,
physical?
it was a full-on physical fight.
2 70-year-old dudes.
2 70-year-old dudes
in the aisles of a Costco.
Yeah, right there in front of the milk of magnesia samples. We're just going to. I'm not sure what the sample was.
If
Because that's my
they-
question too. Is what would you have had to have been sampling that's worth getting in a fight over?
If they went to the floor, I'd put a crisp $10 bill to watch that. To watch 2 70-year-old men go to the floor fighting in the middle of Costco.
Well, once they hit the
$10.
floor,
That's what I would pay for that. Yep.
Once they hit the floor, they can't go up.
yeah,
They
Exactly.
can't get up. So
Now-
that would be
now-
the quickest.
Now it's the waiting game.
who gets up first?
Yep, exactly. To the victor goes.
So
go
the story
samples.
says it was a cheese sample.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Or
Really?
I'm sorry, no, a cheeseburger sample.
Yeah, that's
cheeseburger
more like
sample.
it.
Ooh, it's like a little piece
That's
of
a
a
big
slider
deal.
or something.
That's a big deal.
Some bun and
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
that makes sense to me.
So do we know what happened? Did one get in line and the other one went for it? Somebody scoop up the last
Well,
sample?
that's
Did
the
somebody try to get
problem
2?
is-
I mean,
So what I've noticed they started doing now, and I don't want to like spend too much time breaking down the Costco strategy for samples, but what they do is they cover up a whole tray. They get a whole tray done,
yeah.
and then they put a cap over it. And whenever the last sample is gone, fresh tray goes out, and then it's full because then it's a feeding frenzy. So they just pop that tray off, and she moves back.
Right.
And if you get your hand there and you grab one, it's good.
I love this. Actually, reading through the story, I love this because there is clearly one dude who is 100% in the wrong. Like normally you hear this stuff and it's like one dude mouthed off to another one and maybe he said something he shouldn't have,
Sure.
and then he got popped, and then that's the way. No, this guy cut in line. A 72-year-old man cut in line of a 70-year-old man for a free cheese sample. Let that go, and then it happened again at the cheeseburger line.
Oh,
the
wow.
same guy cut the other guy off, and then the guy who was doing the cutting off punched the dude in the face because he thought this dude was going to retaliate in anger. So nothing had happened, but he just went ahead and punched him in the face because he assumed he was
What
going
an
to
idiot.
retaliate. I love
man.
it. I love how ballsy this guy is just to cut in line twice and then punch the guy in the face.
Well,
It's
we
amazing.
know who's losing the membership. I like to think 70 years old, they're like making snide 50s comments to each other. Back off, Johnny. Yeah, get out of here, bucko. Like,
Incredible. I will say I am a fan of the preemptive punch. Because a lot of times
You
in a
know a
fight,
fight's coming.
a lot,
go.
a lot of times in a fight, you only get 1 or 2. So you want to go first.
yeah.
If I think a punch is coming, just start swinging. A lot of times they stop the fight pretty quick.
Yeah.
So this is what I learned from high school. If you're gonna fight, if you know a fight's coming, if you're guaranteed you're gonna be in fisticuffs,
Get your stuff in.
Yeah, get your stuff in quick, because you're not guaranteed a solid connection.
That's got to be that like East Texas shoot first, ask questions later.
Hey,
yeah, you're like, hey, yeah, if it's going down, I'm getting them in.
yeah,
Like,
stand up like a man.
Valid.
Get knocked down like one.
yeah, hey,
Yeah.
I can't argue with
Yeah.
that.
Costco's legit though. I love me some Costco.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I don't have a membership, and anytime I go, my parents have one. I'm always like,
They got everything you need.
stuff and
they got everything.
oh man, Costco's
I've bought food. I've bought clothes.
They,
at Costco.
They're up in Michigan. They gave me one of those monster bottles of Costco vodka because apparently
Nice.
that stuff is the creme de la creme.
Sure.
Yeah, which I was super
Kirkland
excited
brand.
about. And then and they don't sell in Texas, which is weird. You can't get it. So
No, you can't. You can't get Kirkland branded liquor here because they can't sell liquor in the grocery store.
Right.
Now you can go to the Costco liquor store next to it, but they may not have the Kirkland brands.
Right. Last time I was there, because I went with them, they said some kind of thing about it being available in all. It has to be available in multiple liquor stores in the state. It's a state law, and because Specs isn't going to sell Kirkland's or something, they can't do it. I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but that was a bummer.
Blue laws.
Either way, it's good vodka.
Take a quick break. When we come back, we have a pet that turned 15 and the owner that lost their mind. That and more when we come back next on the Lunch Break Show. Fingers who first tried that. That's all I want to see. That was the guy. If you're hearing this only on the audible portion, there we have a video playing in the background of a guy who was like cutting avocados with the avocado like the seed part down and just like slicing really quickly
Real
under
fast.
the fingers. Yeah,
Pretty cool looking though.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
totally. I've always been impressed by people that had like great like knife chef skills.
Yeah.
I do not have those.
Those sushi chefs, they know what
Yeah.
they're doing. Yeah.
I saw a thing on Twitter yesterday that was trending in the Dallas Morning News. It was on Guide Live, and it was a dog that turned 15, and the owner completely lost her mind. And this is not the headline of the story, but what she did is she threw her dog, who turned 15, a quinceañera. Which is a rite of passage in a lot of South American culture.
Is that
It's a
15
Chihuahua.
that happens, quinceañeras?
Yes.
Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
15 is
15.
I thought it was 16. Whatever. That makes sense. Quince is 15. Sure. So she threw her dog a
It all
quinceañera.
adds
Yeah,
up.
it all
Yep.
adds
So
up. Why not?
I'm sure this dog walked around a mall or some sort of place with like a bunch of guys in tuxedos. Because it's every single quinceañera I've ever seen at a
Right,
mall.
I'm telling
was
you,
that.
every time I've been to the Dallas Arboretum, there's at least 3 quinceañera photo shoots going on.
Yeah.
I've never been where there's not a quinceañera photo shoot going on.
If I go to the Galleria just across the way on a Saturday, like 60% chance, there's gonna 70% chance there's going to be a quinceañera there
Yeah.
with a big dress standing in front of McDonald's. It's weird.
Yeah, I never understood. Like, when I go to North Park and I see it at North Park a lot.
Sure.
And I'm like, no one's having fun. It's like one girl in a dress walking, and a bunch of like awkward like 15-year-old boys
Yep.
trying to be like cool but like suave but like cool, and
I
they're all
assume
like in
the party is
tuxedos.
later or something like that?
I guess, and they're all just like no one's talking to each other. It just seems like it's like a punishment. Like, hey, get a tux, walk around, and don't smile. Done. Like, that is like, and that never seems to be fun. It is a thing. But this goes back to, I think, Monday's conversation about people who try to like put their dogs in a weird place. My wife will probably put me on blast on some sort of comments because we have tons of photos of our dogs and outfits and costumes and
she's ready at the keyboard.
We've done Harry Potter. We've done all different things with our dogs.
Well, that's adorable.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
And again, that's privacy of our own home.
Sure.
And for the most part, that's put out.
Private Instagram account.
Yeah. We have some that went on mine, but that's a side note. But for this is you're throwing a party, a quinceañera party for your Chihuahua, and you're putting up things. And then in the comments, she said every 15-year-old deserves to feel special.
Right.
And I'm like, stop. Like if you're
this dog is not feeling special.
Yeah, the dog hates itself right now. Like it's gonna love the cake and make it.
Yeah. Look at those. I mean, they've got cupcakes. They've got flowers and all sorts of things. That dog's gonna enjoy that. But let me tell you something. Come an hour from now, it's not gonna remember any of it. It's not gonna remember the feeling it got from eating a cupcake.
No,
it's not.
No, it's not. And you know how I know it's not? Because my dogs can do something, get hurt by it, and then go right back at it again.
Right. As somebody who does not own a dog, I feel incredibly equipped to talk about this. You guys remember the dementia cat thing? You remember that?
Oh, yeah, the fake cats.
Obviously, right. They were giving patients with dementia fake robot cats instead of real cats. And my argument was, and it's arguably the same here, they're not going to remember. But, like, for a brief, fleeting moment of instance, for a moment in time, and if time truly is a flat circle, I believe it, for a second, like, you've captured magic in a way that dog has never and probably will never experience ever again.
Look at that dog's face.
Look at those streamers. Look at that glitter. The cakes and the candles. Like, for a second, that dog is so excited to be a part of what's happening.
No. I call complete BS on her explanation that she wanted the dog to feel special. That is 100% for her.
Yeah.
That is 100% for the owner of that dog.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with the dog whatsoever.
The only person smiling in this Guide Live and Dallas Morning News article is her. Right. There's a picture of her, and I imagine that she has to be single because I can't imagine any guy going along with a quinceañera for a Chihuahua. I would do a lot of ridiculous stuff. There's no way I would be like, yes, we need to do a quinceañera and have cakes and of course my wife's gonna say she wants one.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to party shame this woman. If you want to do that, knock yourself out. But I have the ability to say you're acting a little extra. That's all. You're acting a little extra. That's what
I love it.
It's not your dog. She's not helping your dog whatsoever.
I mean, I agree. Yeah, like it is irrelevant to the dog, right?
Honest,
it's true.
It almost feels like the same category of having a stroller for dogs, for dog walking.
Okay.
You know, instead of a baby stroller, having a dog stroller. I mean,
like having a specified stroller for a dog.
Like, I've seen dogs that did not look old at all.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are you doing? It's like morphing this, it's my kid, to a whole new level of conscious. The dog is happy, but it's all about the woman. I agree with Matt.
I'm not a dog owner, so I don't feel like I'm equipped to talk about this. The exact opposite of what I said minutes ago. But, I mean, I guess it's, it's putting your love on something and feeling like you get love back, right? It's that give and take that we all crave as humans on this planet.
Well, looking at the picture, there's a 15 number there.
Yes.
Like, the dog cannot read anyone. Like,
right.
Well, yeah, its fog-covered eyes can't see past the cupcakes.
Cataracts and it can't see. I mean, it's a sweet thing, right? You guys, you do any kind of celebration for animal birthdays at all?
Sure. Yeah. Like I'm
10 or something, like a big milestone. You get a little cake.
I'm in the process of pulling up a picture of me having given our dog a birthday cake.
Okay.
So, which let me see.
Like a real cake or like a dog?
Yeah. No. Here that is.
Oh my God,
And I want you to look at his
My
face.
God.
If you can see his face in that picture.
That's adorable.
It's adorable.
He doesn't care about that. All he's saying is, please let me eat that birthday cake.
Right.
As quick. I think that was his, let's see. That probably would have been his 10th or 11th birthday. So
Phenomenal photo, by the way.
I don't.
Yeah.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love that picture, but he's not having any sort of fun at all.
Yeah, but even without context, it's still okay. No, you're right.
Yeah, no.
That was 100% for me. That was 100% for me. I put a little St. Patty's Day hat on him because his birthday is St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So,
which is totally fine. It's totally fine to say, I'm doing this for me. I'm throwing a party because I may be lonely. And again, I'm doing a backstory for her that doesn't need to be there. I have no idea this woman's life or her background or her history. But this would be one of those, like, if I were going to make assumptions about someone, that would be the assumption that someone would
assume you're
make.
single because I assume you're insane.
Yeah.
Got it.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have two companies that are paying you to improve their product. That and more when we come back on the Lunch Break Show.
Feel so energetic. Try Power Thirst. Energy drinks for people who need gratuitous amounts of energy. With all new flavors like chocolate. Chocolate energy. It's like adding chocolate to an electrical store. Sound the alarm. You're gonna be uncomfortably energetic. What's that? You want strawberry? Well, how about rawberry? Made with lightning. Real lightning. Sports. You'll be good at them. It's an energy drink for men. Energy. These aren't your dad's puns. These are energy puns. Turbo puns. Science, energy, electrolytes, turbo lights, power lights, more lights than your body has room for. You'll be so fast, Mother Nature will be like, slow down. And you'll be like, you, and kick her in the face with your energy legs. You'll have so much energy. Just running all the time. Power running, power lifting, power sleeping, power dating, power eating, power laughing, power spawning babies. You'll have so many babies. 400 babies.
Oh my God! That went on about 30 seconds too long, but I love the first part of that. Is that a real? Is that a real product?
Yes.
No, it's not a real product. The full video is like 2.5 minutes. By the way, it turns into a whole thing about Kenya and running fast. Like there's a whole.
It's a classic.
It kind of goes off the rails a little bit.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the 2 minute of that. I'll tell you that.
I'm a big fan of Rawberry. That's good stuff.
Rawberry.
Yes.
Man, that's a problem we're having upstairs. I'm spending more time upstairs these days.
Yeah.
And the problem that we're having in our second floor of our building here, because we're first floor and second floor, is that one of our employees, Sarah Crilly, loves caffeine. And for a while, she was having her future brother-in-law stay there, and he was making cold pressed coffee. They were making it from like in-house cold brew.
We did a whole segment on this.
Coffee. Yeah, we had him on the show. He talked about it.
Oh yeah, I wasn't here for that. Right.
They expanded.
I'm sorry you weren't here.
They expanded the cold brew from 24 hours to 36 hours for a super cold brew. Yeah, and then they made and so basically they're free basing caffeine at the Crilly house to the point where one of the guys I can't sleep. And they had to kind of unpack a little bit and detox from the caffeine.
Yeah, they're playing with science that they should not play with.
Yeah, so if they came out with a product called Rawberry, I guarantee you one of them would buy it.
Rawberry.
Yeah, Rawberry.
God.
There are two companies paying you to use your services. The first one is Lyft. Lyft has said, hey, we will pay you for 30 days not to drive your car.
Right. Don't drive, 30 days pay.
Yeah. Don't drive for 30 days. We'll pay you for that. Part of that comes with free Lyft credits. part of that, they actually give you a. This is only in Chicago for right now, but they give you a little thing to ride the bus only. And the other one is
bike share, I think.
Bike share
and Zipcar.
And Zipcar, yeah. So I don't know.
Oh wait, so you're still driving a car?
You're driving a Zipcar, which is a shared car.
I get
so
it,
it's greener.
but I get it.
It's
but
greener.
You're really towing that line. Okay, so wait, do they actually pay? Is that all you get? They don't pay you?
No, they basically pay you to travel for free.
They pay for that stuff,
pay for
right?
all that stuff.
You're not getting a per diem.
So they're not paying you like an additional $1,000.
Right.
It's not salary.
You're not. It's not costing you gas. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you can't buy food with it, but they pay for all the possible other transports that you could use instead of having your own car.
Well, that's neat.
I think what they're trying to do is say, hey, we're showing you could survive without having a car. In a town like Chicago, which is like an in-between. New York City, you can't afford to have a car.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of San Francisco, it's hard to have a car. In Dallas, you have to have a car. And it's very hard not to have a car of some regard when you live in Dallas. Chicago's kind of an in-between.
Right.
They have a pretty good transit system, but it's not the best. It's pretty good. But between that and Lyft and rent-a-car and bikes, you can pretty much get around. So they're trying to see if it'll work in that environment and how they can implement that more often to cut down on people having the need to have cars.
I'm trying to find something like cynical. I'm trying to find an evil way to approach this, like the Mr. Burns approach of like rubbing your hands together. Like how can we make a dime? What can we get out of this besides making the earth greener? And teaching people they don't really need cars because Lyft is still a car ride service. Like Lyft runs on cars, so cutting cars out of the equation for consumers seems strange. Either they're trying to get more rides out of people. If you really want to stretch it, maybe they're trying to cut down traffic times. Like less people driving, right? I mean, this is national news.
Yeah.
We're hearing about it in Texas. Like this is a big deal.
I think it would, for a place like Chicago, I imagine that there are a lot of people. Any big city that is built that way probably has a lot of people that do something other than drive a car, right? They have the train system. They have it's bikeable. There's a lot of different ways. Here in Dallas, I think it would make more sense to do a project like this here in Dallas, to where a lot of people just assume I need a car, because I do. I think that. But if you were to say, hey, we'll make it free for you for a month to just try out other modes of transportation and see if you can make that work.
Yeah.
And then if you prove to someone for a month that you can do it, then I feel like it has a better chance of catching on, rather than some place where it's like, I already probably do a lot of this stuff anyway.
It's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad thinking. I do wonder how far you could stretch out from the Metroplex though, because I'm out in Irving. I don't think it'd work out there.
But there's buses in Irving. Actually, they're connecting.
That's a good point. There are buses out there.
Yeah, that's true.
They were connecting the train. They are connecting the super train.
Yeah.
I know they're doing some construction to connect the train.
Yeah.
So, I think you can take the train to Irving.
Okay.
But the only thing, myself being the only person that takes public transport in Dallas, I would say that I don't own a car, but for instance, yesterday, I did use my husband's car, so it's not 100% foolproof, or I'll take Uber. But it's a bit of a game. Like, how long will it take me to?
Wait, if I didn't have to make a million transfers off, because there's a station not far from my house,
right?
A DART station not far from my house. If I didn't have to make a million transfers from the train to a bus to a different bus to another bus to probably get here,
and then walk 17 miles,
right? Exactly. Then I would be much more likely to use it. But there's no real convenient way to do that.
When I was working at the radio station, I was that way because I lived like 8, maybe 10 miles, like as the crow flies, like from me to the radio station. Not far. It's like a 12-minute drive. And I thought, well, I'm trying to save a little scratch right out of college, like trying to make rent. Maybe I could take the bus. We have a bus system. There's a bus station right by me. There's one not far from the. I looked it up. To do all the transfers and everything, I'd have to leave like 2.5 hours before work, like to make a 12-minute trek. So it's like, okay, it doesn't. The juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Yeah, I did look it up for me, and we are just 10 to 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
But it would be taking the bus, and it goes on the tollway. It would be around like 1 hour, 1 hour 15.
Yeah.
Only to do a 10-minute drive. It's insane. And it's just one bus actually.
Right.
But I would have to kind of like go backwards to then get a bus that hops on the tollway well, I would have to go before it heads on the tollway.
Josh, how do you feel about this?
I hate everything.
Of course.
Of course you do.
Yeah. No, I don't think Dallas is there yet. I don't think Dallas is prepared to set up. I think if you lived at Mockingbird Station and you wanted to go downtown, sure, hop on the Dart and go. But outside of that, like unless you're living right next to a Dart hub, then your Uber or your Lyft, you have to have a car to get around.
Or get an electric scooter.
If I'm going to Costco, I need a car.
Gotta have a car.
I got a lot of things to buy.
I guess that's why they're putting the zip car option there. For instance,
Yeah. And then more importantly here is another company that's paying you to use their products, and that's Reynolds Wrap.
Reynolds Wrap,
and they're going to pay you to eat barbecue.
Yes.
This I can get on board with.
Yes. Okay. Sign me up.
Yeah. Matt, do you have any more details on this one? Or
I can look them up real quick if you need me to.
So what they say is their chief grilling officer. You would be the CGO. You would travel around and notorious barbecue cities, and you would learn about grilling culture, and they would do a Reynolds Wrap kitchen show. So you're going to be hosting this Reynolds Wrap kitchen show, and your job is being the chief grilling officer for Reynolds Wrap.
I see no problem with this whatsoever.
Yes, I mean, I don't know what the salary is. So you get $10,000 stipend for the 2-week gig. That's not bad.
Travel and boarding is covered. So basically, they're just paying you to go around and eat a bunch of barbecue.
And they're giving you 10 grand.
Yeah.
What?
That's a 2-week vacation.
I eat some barbecue
That's
on
nice.
10 grand.
Yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion the only people who are eligible for this are going to be people who are fairly active on social media, right? Because this is a whole big
problem.
Yeah, the following.
What about people that have a show on social media?
How about that?
Oh. Yeah.
I think we take a 2-week
You
vacation.
might say we barely have a show on social media today, but we qualify.
We take a 2-week long vacation.
Yes.
Tour around doing live shows at Reynolds Wrap.
It's not bad.
Eating barbecue.
Yeah.
Check plus for me.
Get some of that nonstick foil.
I'm hoping to get some barbecue this
That
week.
non-stick foil.
That's right.
I'm heading out is there good barbecue joints in Canton? I'm heading out to Canton this weekend.
There's
Josh,
got to be.
there's got to be, right? The
Yeah.
trade day's got to be. There's got to be barbecue joints all over that place,
Yeah,
right?
there's got to be some hole-in-the-wall joint that looks like you'd get sick that has like the best half rack of ribs you ever had in your life. Like, has to be.
I imagine. I'm looking forward to that.
I always hate it, and this is again a side note before we get into our last topic. We're not going to take any more breaks today. I always hate it when people go, oh, like it is the shadiest places imaginable.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
where you have to like knock 3 times and then wait for someone to come to the door, and then you give them a code word like banana strips, and then that's how you can get into this room. Where again, like no health inspector has ever been.
No.
There's like clearly there's like a sofa and a dining room table. You're in someone's house at some point in time, and it is the best ribs, and it's a coin toss whether or not you're going to get sick.
Right.
But it's good.
Right.
I always hate places like I much prefer a clean corporate quality barbecue.
But the food there, I mean, the food there is good.
Right.
And like you were going to go, I tell the story all the time of the shack that I used to go to that literally held, there was room enough for 2 or 3 people at the counter to be inside. And you had to go in sideways, make your order, and then step back out. And it was called Trading Post. And it burned down, and it was miserable when it burned down.
Angry customer.
But no, I think it was just probably no safety regulation whatsoever going on there. But I loved it, and like you get messy. Like it was like everything in there was just covered in soot and barbecue sauce.
When I was driving up to Michigan just recently for vacation, we were going to swing by. We were going through Arkansas, and we were going to cross right next to Tennessee. And right next to Memphis. And Christine was like, hey, Memphis is like 10 miles off the road. We should hit it and get lunch. And I was like, look, it's an 18-hour drive, all right? Like, I don't know if we should be making stops. I respect the American road trip, but at the same time, or do we stop for an hour and eat somewhere? What are we doing? And she was like, no, I got an idea. Here's what we'll do. We'll look up Guy Fieri, diners, drive-ins, and dives, and just pick a place. And I was like, now you're onto something.
Yeah.
So she takes us to this place called Alsenia's, which if you're ever in Memphis, check it out. And it, like, I park. It's in a questionable part of town. Yeah, it's like a building with one loose wooden sign hanging off the side. I go over, like, there's a screen door and a door. You open it up. It's somebody's house, all right? You're on the bottom floor. And there's tables and chairs, but, like, there's nobody there to greet you. There's nobody there to be like, hi, right this way. Nothing at all. There's some people sitting around at chairs that look at me like I'm insane. Like, who's this character? Probably because I was wearing something like this. And they, we just walk over and sit down and wait, and some grumpy waitress comes out from the back, like, what do you want? Best pork chop I've ever had in my life, hands down.
There you go.
Best ever. It wasn't even mine. Christine ordered the pork chop, and I took a bite and was like, "That's the greatest ever." Like, so sometimes you got to appreciate the human condition and the magic that can happen when you completely disregard the FDA. You blow out all health and human service requirements. All right, you just have people be angry and make family recipes, and then come up with something magical.
All for it.
So yeah.
And then I totally agree with you. By the way, I hate people that like brag about those kind of places because when I don't go, and like, well, that's because you're not a foodie. Like, stop it.
Yeah, don't get on a podcast and talk about it for 3 minutes and like gush about how great it was. That's
totally lame.
Don't do that. Yeah,
speaking of hipsters, we have a last device. Not that you're a hipster.
God, I'm not even.
What a segue.
Yeah, we have a device that
I need to get a picture of this thing real quick.
Please do.
Yeah.
A public service announcement for hipsters. 'Cause I know this is a huge problem. The full beards. Full beards. My brother has a full beard. He's not a hipster, just has a full beard.
Does he keep it trimmed or is it like a...
He keeps it trimmed. He used to kind of have the full like ZZ Top look.
Okay.
Where you can like grab the bottom and like have like hair that's out the side of that. He loved that. He would like braid it once in a while just for kicks. But he had a full beard. Every time you drink something, eat something, it's all up in your, all up in your wire hangers there. So, so he would go through and have to kind of like do the kind of like the puckering motion and get it out of the
mustache,
the beard.
of course, yeah,
out of the stash.
Yeah,
and it's weird. It's obnoxious. Everything you eat and drink is always up in your mustache.
Sure, yeah,
so
absolutely.
Created a device. I'll say a device.
Yeah,
it is a product that prevents that.
Right.
Look at this stupid thing.
Science has finally come far enough.
Are those the holders that you can put your glasses on so they don't fall or something? Like they were super famous like a long time ago.
But now it's for your mustache.
I've seen like old porcelain ware, like in cups, like tea sipping cups that have something like this.
Really?
But that was like on the cup. Yeah, and I saw like a picture once. Never saw one live or anything. This is like a wearable device.
Yeah.
You like put it around your face like you'd be wearing nose plugs for going snorkeling or something.
Yeah.
And it sits right where your mustache would be.
Idiotic. Matt, can you please put a photo with a person's face?
Right. Can you
because it just makes so
like
much...
using this thing? Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got one.
Oh, my God.
Stash shield, right?
Because this doesn't convey the nonsense that it is once the device is put on.
It really does look stupid. And I have a problem with beard culture. Like, I have a real big problem with... I have some friends who are way into beard culture. Ugh. And it just drives me crazy because I think it's like the dumbest thing to hang your hat on is like, oh, look how manly I am with my beard. Hold on, let me get this. Yeah, here you go.
Look at that.
It's the stupidest. You deserve to look stupid. Like that looks dumber than just having a little bit of food on your upper lip.
You know, if you take a drink too big, you're gonna rocket something straight up your nose, right? Like that's gonna go right off that metal, go straight back. Brain freeze.
But like I went looking around and I had, like I said, I had friends that used to be like way into this and they would just share all sorts of stupid stuff. Like, you know, memes or whatever that were meant to just like make you feel bad for not having a beard.
Oh my God.
Like just dumb stuff like this. And I'm like, why do you tie your identity so closely to whether or not you have hair on your face? It's the dumbest thing I've ever, like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I used to get so mad, like seeing someone just talk about how great it is to have a beard. Like, get over it, you know?
I love that you came so correct
with
I was
two
so mad
memes
about this ready
stuff.
to go, like so we could do this.
Two. I'm sorry, I have three.
Oh wow, look at that. Good Lord.
It's absurd. It's absurd. Beard culture is freaking absurd, and I can't.
I wish I could be a part of it, but I can't.
Right.
This is it. This is like
That's all you get?
This is like days of growth here.
Right.
I've not grown out an enormous beard, but I've had a full covering and mustache before. I didn't mind it. I wasn't a jerk about it.
I'd like to try it, but one, there's no good way to get there. You're gonna look goofy from like starting to grow it out to at some arbitrary point, and two, it's kind of, for me, like it's got to be seasonal, right? If it's winter. You're like wearing a flannel or something, like
sure.
Maybe, yeah. But there are people who do it year round who grow it like ZZ Top or like a mile wide. They don't trim it. They don't use any like beard lotion.
But like
or anything.
I don't mind it.
I
see a person like that. I don't mind it. It's just like if you're up in my face about not having a beard, like just shut up. Go home, oil your beard, go to Buffalo Exchange, replenish your den.
Yeah.
Like that's all you got to do is just keep to your own business. That's all I need you to do. Don't get on my Facebook feed calling me a woman because I don't have a beard or whatever.
Right.
Not that that's an insult to me, but like it's ridiculous.
It's like if there's some big movement around like glasses or something where it's like glasses are the greatest thing, and if you're not wearing glasses, you're a square, right? Like it's just
stupid.
It's completely arbitrary. What difference does it make? But you're right. People can be real elitist about it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trouble. They got to get beard oils and whatnot. They got to they got to run their hands through it. I guess because they think about it all the time, right? They got to eat around it. They got to get a mustache shield. I mean,
it's a big life choice.
It's a big life choice.
Yeah.
Before we sign off today, I want to thank our very own Zach Lewis for bringing his nuts in the studio. Today is National Nuts Day, so be sure and have your trail mix ready.
I think it's National Grab Some Nuts Day.
I was trying to clean it up. I was trying to clean it up a little bit. I knew with this crew I couldn't go all the way with the actual day.
No.
Does trail mix count as nuts?
I mean,
not
Nuts.
exclusive.
partially, yeah.
We got some pistachios in the back. Those count.
Yeah.
Yeah, those would count. But this is a nut medley.
A trail mix blend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have a phenomenal day. Enjoy your weekend. Please like, subscribe, follow. We'll be back on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter on Monday. Have a phenomenal day and enjoy yourself.